Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm not wearing any makeup right now, so I'm obviously going to be doing a get ready with me today. And I don't really do a lot of get ready with me's on my channel, and mainly because, I'm just not that great at putting on makeup. I've gotten a little bit better, I think. And, I've tried so many times to follow along with other people's techniques, especially when it comes to applying eye makeup. And for whatever reason, I cannot get it right. I end up with a really big muddy mess. I've got eyeshadow all the way up to my eyebrows and it just looks crazy. So, I've just kind of come up with my own little techniques to apply eyeshadow and stuff. And so that's what I'm going to be showing you. If you've been with my channel, you've seen these techniques before. And, some days they work so well and I'm like, wow, looks like a professional did my makeup. And then other days I'm like, it looks like a toddler did my makeup, But we all can't be makeup artists, right? So anyway, I'm going to be using these brushes right here. And these are from the BK Beauty line. This is actually the luxury makeup brush set. And these were gifted to me from Lisa J. I'm sure probably most of you are familiar with Lisa J. If not, I'm going to go ahead and put links to just all of her social media sites in my description box below so that you can go check her out. Now, she is an actual makeup artist. So, what you see on her channel as far as like makeup application and technique, it's going to look quite a bit different than what you're about to see here today. But I'm not a makeup channel and I'm not a makeup artist. She's actually a former MAC Cosmetics trainer. So she really has her technique down and she really knows how to apply makeup, properly. Anyway, she created the BK Beauty makeup line. And I just love that BK Beauty, the B and the K stands for Passion for Beauty, Mission of Kindness. And I just think that is so neat. And I've actually met Lisa in person. She and I were actually invited by Venus to be a part of a swimsuit video shoot. So we met out in Miami back in like April. And she is both of those things. She's beautiful and she's very, very kind. And exactly what you see whenever you watch her in her videos, that's exactly how she is in real life. Like, I was gonna say sweet at first, but whenever I say sweet, I think of like sugary sweet, and she's not like sugary sweet. She's kind and thoughtful and courteous and very professional. That's one thing that I really admired about her because, sometimes you meet somebody and you're like, I could probably learn some things from you, even though she's 10 years younger than me, she's very professional and she's very like businesslike. And I have not worked in like 15 years. So I'm not very professional and I'm not very businesslike at all. So, like I said, I feel like those are some qualities that I could definitely learn from her. And, she sent me this brush set, but she also sent a set to my daughter. And I just thought that was so sweet and so generous and thoughtful of her. And that was just really, I feel very grateful. And so if you're watching, Lisa, thank you so much for sending these to both me and my daughter. My daughter won't even open hers yet. She's so funny. She'll let me open mine and she'll definitely test mine out, but she wants to save hers, for I don't know what. But I'll tell you one thing, she's like a 15-year-old with the best brush set, around. So anyway, one thing that I love about these brushes is that you can either buy them individually or you can buy them like as a set. This entire set right here is the luxury makeup brush set. This right here, these are the ones that I'm going to be using to apply my eye makeup today. And these are actually a brush set specifically designed for hooded or smaller eyes. And that's definitely what I have, especially as I've gotten older and I've lost more volume up in this area. The skin, tends to want to come down. And so I have a lot less eyelid space that's, visible. And then of course, I'm, the skin's coming down. And so I'm getting like downturned eyes and stuff like that. You gotta love all that stuff. So anyway, I'm going to try to do some magic with these brushes, right? To kind of camouflage all that. And I think I do a pretty good job. I hope so. I hope I'm able to pull it out for you guys today. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump in and let's get started. And let me show you how I apply my makeup. Okay, so I'm actually going to start with my eyes. Whenever I'm at home, I always start with my eyes first, just in case there's fallout. I can just wipe it and I don't have to worry about the makeup under there. But whenever I do these videos, I always start with my concealer and foundation, mainly because I don't want to just look like this, throughout the whole video. And so what I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to use this powder foundation, and this is all I use anymore. But I'm just going to put a little bit of concealer. Well, it's my idea of concealer because I don't use liquid concealers anymore. This is all I use for as concealer and as foundation, but I use different shades. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this in this area where it's a little bit darker, just so I feel better. And then I'm gonna go straight to my eyes. I'm not gonna put on foundation or anything like that, but this stuff works just incredible. And you know, you don't need that much at all. Now, the reason that I just stopped using liquid concealer and foundation is because I don't like the way that it makes my skin look more textured. You know, when I just use this powder foundation, and this is called Superstay, and it's from Maybelline, and it's a full coverage foundation. This is actually the classic Ivory. But as you can see, look at how it just, you know, erased all that mess under there. Now let me do this other side. And you don't need very much at all. This is just a little angled brush from BK Beauty, and this is 205. I'm not sure if it's meant to be used right here, but this is where I like to use it because I can get right in here because it's angled like that. And I really like that. So anyway, that's all I'm gonna do for now, just so you don't have to see all that discoloration as I apply my eyeshadow, because I don't want it to be so distracting, you know? Anyway, what I was saying is that I stopped using it because I don't like how textured it makes my skin look. And when I use liquid concealer and then I put any type of setting powder on it, it just looks so crepey and just so textured, and I just do not like it at all. And when I just use the powder, it doesn't look like any of those things. I mean, you can, you know, obviously when you put powder on aging skin, you're gonna see a little bit more detail, you know, but it's just nowhere close to as bad as when I have like a liquid concealer and any type of powder over it, you know what I mean? And this is just, it's full coverage and I love it. It looks so good, look at that. Okay, so moving along. Now the first thing that I do, I'm actually not gonna put on a primer today. That's another thing that I do not like using, because anytime I use a primer, the second that it, you know, dries down or whatever, my eyelids look like 10 years older, and I just don't like that. And then my makeup on top of it looks, you know, all creased and weird. So again, I use this, you know, full coverage powder foundation. This is actually a different color. This is a natural buff, so it's a little bit darker than what I just put under my eyes there. And I just cover, obviously, my entire eyelid with it all the way up to my eyebrows. And I'm gonna use this brush. It's a 201. It's just kind of a, you know, fluffy kind of brush. And I'm just gonna pat it all on there. And as you guys know, I tattooed my own eyebrows. So that's what you're seeing right there. I wanna show you something. Here is a little, I don't know, you know, just a little spoolie from, if you can see, you see where my eyebrows are? And where my tattoo comes all the way down to here. Look at my eyebrows. That's all I have left because I was an overplucker in the 90s. And so I tattooed those myself. I didn't do it all at once. So you might see different colors, like on the edges, it's more of a brown. That was a different ink that I purchased, and I actually like it better. The other stuff kind of turned almost a grayish color. And so you really have to be careful with, you know, if you're ever gonna tattoo your own eyebrows, which most people would never even consider doing that. But if you are gonna do that, then you really have to be careful with what color of ink you pick up, because some darker colors, especially if they have the word black in it at all, a lot of those colors will turn like a gray or green or blue. And so I didn't know that whenever I first started out, and the first color that I chose was called like brown black or something like that, because I wanted something really, really dark, because my natural hairs are like jet black. And whenever I was young, I had such jet black. I look like Oscar the Grouch. That's why I started plucking also. I mean, they were just crazy. I think I have enough of this on, right? Okay, so the eyeshadow palette that I'm gonna be using today is just from e.l.f. And these are the colors here. I accidentally stuck my nail in that one. But anyway, these are the colors. They're really, really pretty. They're all matte. I had originally purchased this because I wanted to use this in the Get Ready With Me. And this is Truth or Bear by Morphe. And I'm just so bummed about it because look at these gorgeous colors. They're so, so pretty, but they do not blend. They will not blend to save my life. And the reason I purchased it is because I love this palette right here. I love everything about it. It's called Natural Glow, but they don't sell it anymore. And I wanted to show you guys something that y'all could buy, you know, if you liked how everything turned out. But this is my favorite palette. Now, all of these shades blend perfectly, you know, there's so much color payoff, you know, they're real pigmented. And I don't know why these by Morphe also, I wish they would just keep the same formulas, you know, especially from the same brand. That way you always kind of know what you're going to get, right? But they never do. Something's always different. So anyway, I'm going to be using this F1. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that darkest color right here. And y'all, I want you to take a look at this brush. This is part of the Hooded Eye brush set. This is the 208. Now, look how teeny tiny and precise that is. This is something from Perfusion Cosmetics. This is for eyebrows. Just check out like the difference. It's the difference between like a regular pen and like a ballpoint pen, you know what I mean? So anyway, this is what I do. And what I'm trying to do here is I want to, since my eyes turn down this way, I want everything to be lifted up this way by the end of it all. So what I do, the first thing that I do is I pick up that darkest color right here and I put it in the inside corner just to kind of make it look like my eyelash line comes in a little closer. Now I have wide set eyes. One of the reasons I don't follow along with a lot of the other techniques is because I feel like a lot of techniques are to make your eyes look wider set. But since my eyes are already wide set, I want to keep them exactly where they are. I don't want them closer. I don't want them further apart. I just kind of want to keep them where they are. So I just do things different. So anyway, I want to bring this in. You know, I take that back. If I'm going to do anything, I'm going to bring them a little bit closer rather than further, because I'm not trying to look like a frog or an alien, you know what I mean? And sometimes whenever I do what other people do with all the light on the inside, it looks like my eyes are on either side of my head. It looks so stupid. Look how precise that is. It's so precise. It almost makes it look like it's a liquid eyeliner or something, right? Because of how like fine pointed this is. Okay, so now I've done both, you know, just kind of brought it in a little bit. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm only going to do it right up here at the very top of the curve of my eye. And all that's going to do is kind of make the eyelashes look a little bit thicker there, and hopefully it's going to draw things upward. I'm not obviously going to take it down because my eye goes like that, you know. I think, you know, naturally I just kind of have straight across eyes, but because this skin is now hanging down over, look, that's what it used to look like. All that, you know, eyelid space used to show. I wish it still did. Look at that. All that is just like extra skin. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to try to make it, you know, just create illusions. That's what makeup's all about, right? And the reason I love this is because there's so little eyelid space that I have that's visible. Since this is so precise, all it does is make my eyelashes look a little thicker at the base, and I'm eyelash challenged anyway. And so look at that. Like already, doesn't it look like this eye looks more lifted because I just put it at the top? Obviously, I'm not going to take it down here. If I did, then it would just accentuate, you know, that down curve. I don't want to do that. Okay, so like I said, I just put some on the inside corner and then just at the very top of my lash line on both eyes, just to make, you know, the base of my lashes look a little bit thicker and hopefully give the illusion that, you know, it's coming down here and going up a little bit more here. I left these corners just completely untouched. And I know it looks a little bit funny right now, but hopefully it won't in a little bit. Okay, so I'm pretty upset right now because I thought that I was recording and I wasn't. I had turned the camera off and then, oh gosh. Anyway, I had recorded, you know, some of my eyeshadow application. And so I just had to go take it off and then start over. So I just put that, you know, black tight line or whatever back on. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use this really dark shade right here, and I'm going to put it all over my mobile eyelid. You're going to think that what I just did is probably going to disappear, but it really doesn't. It really kind of stays around. And I'm going to use this brush. This is the 203, and I'm really just going to kind of lay it down on there. And I do, you know, go up above my crease for sure. A lot of times I'll just like rest my eye like this so I can see that skin that's covering it, and I can really get, you know, on top of it. Just like that. Okay, so I know that looks really, really crazy right now, and I'm definitely going to clean this up in the center too, but this is kind of the shape that I'm trying to create. I really try to kind of bring it up into the arch of my eyebrow too. And so now I just kind of, you know, clean the brush off a little bit, and then I just kind of move it around because obviously that is so, you know, dark and so harsh looking. And I really just kind of grab the edges and pull them inwards. Just like that. You know what? I'm going to clean up that inside corner because that is just really going to bother me. All I'm going to do is take my classic Ivory. I'm going to take this little smudge brush, and again, you know, this is part of the hooded eye, small eye, you know, collection, and so you can just really get in the smallest places with these brushes, and I love it. And it doesn't get everywhere, you know what I mean? Okay, yeah, so I just kind of cleaned that up real fast. Now, let's go back in. Again, I'm just, you know, I have a paper towel here, and I'm just cleaning it off, and I'm taking the edges and just pulling them down. And so as you can see already, I'm giving it kind of a lift there. You know, everything's kind of moving up in this direction. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. I'm gonna try to create this exact shape on the other eye. And I always start just real, real heavy on my mobile eyelid. Okay, so I think I've created, you know, the same shape on both sides. And, you know, like I said, this looks a little bit harsh right now. I'm gonna clean up, you know, the inside corner on this eye. I have not done that yet, and I could see that it needs to be cleaned up a little bit right in there. And this stuff is just so awesome. I mean, it's literally like an eraser. So if you mess up, you just take it, and then you take this little smudge brush, get right there in those corners, and then it's gone. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that color right there. It's kind of a, I don't know, like a blush color. And I'm gonna literally just go along those edges. I think I'm gonna use this smudge brush. So I'm gonna clean it off, get that powder foundation off of it. And I'm just gonna go around the edges of this shape that I created. And that hopefully is just gonna make it look like it's a little bit blended out. So let me show you what I do. And when I do this, I really clean my brush off several times, you know, because I don't want to pick up that dark color. I just want to lay this really lighter, much lighter color on top, you know. Okay. Okay, so just like that, it's already starting to look a little bit more blended out on this eye than on this eye. Even though I haven't really done any blending, right? Okay. Yeah, that looks so much better already. And you know, I know that that's not what this brush is intended for. This is a smudge brush. So you're supposed to, like, you know, smudge out your, I guess, eyeliner and stuff underneath. But, you know, I use the brushes in the way that they work best for me. And I never put anything under my eyes, because anytime I do, even if I just put mascara on the lash line, I end up looking like this. And I don't like that. And so I'm not just gonna do what everybody else does if it doesn't work for me, you know what I mean? Okay, so as you can see, it looks, you know, much more blended out. Now the last thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this brush again. I really like this little smudge brush. And I'm gonna take the classic Ivory and I'm just gonna go up under my eyebrow, you know, with it. And it's gonna be a little bit darker than my skin, but a little bit lighter than that last color that I just put on, you know? Hold on. Oh, yeah. And I like to go up under here, too. Yeah, just like that. Okay, I think it's working out a little bit. You know, my goal is to make it look darker, lighter, you know, so that it looks like I did some blending, even though I didn't. The second I start blending everything together, you know, that's when it becomes a muddy mess. And that's when everything is just up to my eyebrow and it just looks so silly. So nothing ever looks great until you have your mascara on and your eyebrows and of course everything else. So anyway, let's go ahead and move along. Okay, one thing that I just noticed in my mirror is that it looks really dark right there because I didn't touch that up with that blush color. And so I'm gonna do that. There, no, it looks nice and blended out, right? I'm always afraid to put anything in that area because I'm afraid it's gonna drag down my eyes. So yeah, that looks pretty good, I think. Okay, so as most of you know, if you've been with my channel, I have tattooed my own eyebrows. So that's there to stay. So anyway, and I'm so glad people are like, oh, you should go thicker. Every time that I tattoo my own eyebrows, because I've done it several times, I just go teeny tiny line thicker, you know what I mean? So, but I've used different colors along the way, different inks. And so the outer edge looks like a nice brown right there. Oops, there must be something already on there. And then on the inside, it's kind of more of a grayish color. But I love it because I already have an outline for, you know, what I'm about to do. So it makes eyebrows so simple. And I like a very bold eyebrow. So this is just the e.l.f. and there's the wax, there's the color. I don't even know what color it is because the label fell off. But I like a very bold eyebrow. Whenever I was young, one time people were like, oh, you should, you know, lighten your eyebrows or whatever, because they were just naturally very dark and bushy. And I decided to bleach them blonde. And then I put just like a light brown, you know, over it. And I looked so stupid. Like first when they were blonde, I was like, oh my gosh, I just hated it. Everybody that saw me with my blonde eyebrows was like, no, no. And I've always had blonde hair. They were just like, no, that does not look like you at all. And then I just did a little bit, you know, just like a light brown. Still, I hated it. I felt like I had no eyes or something. I don't know. I was just so used to having such bold, dark, you know, eyebrows. And so anyway, so I just went back to, you know, letting them grow out dark and stuff. So anyway, I like it like this. Some people don't, and some people don't even like it on me like this. But, you know, I'm the one who has to look at myself in the mirror every day. Okay, so already I feel like the look is coming together. Now, of course, everything looks way better when you have on mascara. So I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I did curl them a little bit before I started. Just because I hate, my eyelashes are like totally straight out. This is my favorite eyelash curler right here. This is the Tweezerman. Nothing curls my eyelashes like this curler right here. It's a little bit more expensive. I want to say $15 to $20, something like that. It always depends on where you're going and where you're getting it. But nothing works as good. But it curls your eyelashes like straight up and ouch. But it curls your eyelashes like totally straight up. And so if you don't like that kind of curl, then you will not like this. But because I have very hooded eyes and because I'm very eyelash challenged, I need my eyelashes to do that. So Okay, so this is the mascara that I'm going to use right here, and this is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist, and it's kind of a thickening, you know, mascara. Let me show you what the wand looks like. It's huge. And these always used to worry me. I used to think that they would just get all over the place, and they really don't. They're actually less messy than the really little ones somehow. So anyway. Now, as you can see, this mascara, it really does help to make your eyelashes look thicker, but I always buy waterproof mascara. And since this is kind of a thickening one, you want to take your, you know, eyelash comb or separator, whatever you call it, and you want to get in there while the mascara is still a little bit wet. Once it dries, it might clump up, and then, you know, you're just going to take your mascara off if you use that. So anyway, but I have to use something like this because my eyelashes are very sparse and they're very short, and, you know, everything else. So, okay, so as you can see, you know, I've got mascara here and not here. This eye already looks so much better. I love mascara. I love eyelash curlers and mascara. Those are the two that I could never live without. You know, I guess I can't really live without eyeshadow anymore either. I'm going to do my other eye and then I'll come back. Okay, so now for the most part, I have my mascara on, and I will usually touch up my mascara several times before like I start a video or something, because I can even see like right there, I've got like a little clump that I need to fix. One thing I did want to mention is that one way to make your eyelashes look so much thicker is to really concentrate on the base. I just learned that literally like a couple years ago. Women have probably been doing it ever since they started wearing makeup. And I was just always coating like the tips. And now that I started, you know, coating the base, it almost looks like I have eyeliner on there or something, you know, because it's just so dark at the base, like underneath. And I really like that. So, okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put on some foundation. And I did not have a lot of fallout, surprisingly. So all I'm going to do is take a little bit. Now this is actually porcelain. This is pretty light, and this is a full coverage foundation. I'm gonna hit those inside corners a little bit right here because I can see that they, you know, I don't know. They don't really look bad. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of fallout, but this stuff is real light. And boy, it just, you know, takes any discoloration away. But, you know, you don't want to end up looking that white, you know, under your eyes. So I'm gonna touch it up with something else. Now, the next thing that I'm gonna do is I've got another powder foundation. I've got so many colors. This is actually the Natural Buff. This is my favorite. Now I'm gonna be putting it on with this brush, and this is the 101. It's so dense, it's so soft. It picks up so much product, and watch. I mean, this stuff is so amazing. Now, even though I love to use it and I don't use any liquid foundations or concealers any longer, I still have to kind of, you know, reapply a little bit throughout the day if I'm going to be out and about and stuff. So even though it says long wear and 16 hours and stuff, I never believe any of that. I don't even believe it when other people tell me that it lasts forever. I'm like, no, everything just kind of wears off a little bit throughout the day. The one thing I love about this is that since it's just a powder, it never gets cakey. It never gets all funky because, you know, usually that happens if I'm wearing any type of liquid foundation. It never happens when I'm only using powder foundation. And I feel like, look at this. It doesn't make my skin look so textured or anything like that. Like when I use a liquid foundation, I feel like once I put any type of powder over it, my skin looks extra textured. If I use powder just by itself, it doesn't. Now, because I put such a light color under my eyes, I just kind of, you know, brush that also over the top of it just to kind of, you know, blend it in so it all looks kind of even, you know. So then, of course, I take it all the way down my neck. And I really want to take it like all the way down to my belly button. And then I will also take it onto my chest. Okay, so most days also, I do not use any type of contour, and most days I don't even use blush. I feel like sometimes when you start putting on blush and stuff, it just looks so it can start looking really overdone, you know, and I'm already wearing quite a bit of eyeshadow. So I don't feel like I need all that all over. And I just really don't prefer the way that it looks on me. But I do like to use a little bit of contour under my chin area. And so, and then of course, you know, along the jawline. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now this is the Milani and it's just a bronzer. And I actually mix these two shades together because I like the way that they look mixed better than, you know, by themselves. Whoops. Now that was way too dark, but I'm just gonna blend it out. And you know, most of us, this part right here wants to hang down, you know, a little bit. And so when you know, put darker colors on it, it just gives the illusion that it's not as bulgy, I guess. And then obviously that just kind of makes your jawline look a little bit, I don't know, more structured, I guess. And I always put a little bit like right here on my chin just to make it look, I don't know, maybe a little bit shorter. Because whenever I was younger, you know, this was all tighter and I did have a shorter chin. And so, you know, I'm used to seeing myself with a little bit shorter of a chin. So as you can see, this is such full coverage. I just love, this is actually, I feel like it's better than my Clinique powder foundation, which I love those too. They're very similar, you know, so anyway. Okay, so now I'm gonna put on some lipstick and this is just my favorite lip liner. This is the NYX. I've got the mauve here and then I have the nude beige over here. And I put on the mauve first and then I put on the nude beige. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I don't really like overdraw. I've tried before and sometimes it looks okay and sometimes it looks just really funny. So I'm just gonna put it on kind of regular. So anyway, that's what I do first. And then I take the nude beige and I go over that just to make it look less reddish, you know? Okay, I think that's okay. It looks, I don't know if it's, is it crooked? I can't tell. Anyway, so the next thing that I'm gonna put on is this Vivid Hot Lacquer. And this is from Maybelline. And I like to really set this down as a base because as you can see, my lip color is naturally very pigmented, so it's very pinky red. And you know, you should see my daughters. My daughters, when she wakes up in the morning, her lips are like bright red and they're so full in the morning. Mine look more full in the morning too. I don't know what it is. I wonder why, you know? Probably sodium. I always need to manipulate it like with my fingers because, you know, it's really sticky. But like I said, it makes a perfect base for, you know, your next color. Okay, so I think it's a beautiful color on its own, but sometimes it's just a little bit too light. Now I'm gonna put this over it, and this is from Maybelline. It's called Baddest Beige, and it looks like this color right here. It's really, really pretty. But if I just put that over my natural lip color, it just comes out way too dark and I don't like it. With my throat. My throat keeps making these weird noises. Okay, I think everything's kind of coming together. So I'm gonna go take down my hair. I'm actually gonna put on a dress because it's a dress that I got off of Amazon and I showed it on Reels a couple days ago and it's just an awesome dress. I got so many compliments on it and so I wanted to show you guys, of course. So I will be right back. Okay, so this is the final look and you know, I feel like it came out okay. I'm not too upset about it. And it's probably because of the brushes. I'm not kidding though. I love that, you know, hooded small eye brush set. It is perfect for my eyes. I feel like I was able to be more precise than I have been in the past, you know? So anyway, I also wanted to show you guys this cute dress. I got it off Amazon. It was $18.99. So cute. Like I said, I showed it on Instagram on my reels. And this is what it looks like. It's such a cute little sporty dress because it's got, you know, these little thumb holes. It actually zips, you know, up and down like that. I feel like this dress would look so cute with some dainty like tennies or something like that. And you know what? I do have a cute little pair of Keds I should have put on with this. It also has a collar, and let's see. The girl in the picture, she, you know, you could wear the collar like that if you want to. Otherwise, it's not, I wish it was a little bit more of a structured collar because I would like to almost wear it up. I don't know if I would do that. I feel like that would be a little bit silly. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video to be, I don't know, entertaining at the very least. As usual, I'm gonna go ahead and have links to just everything that I used in the video. Of course, I'm gonna have a link to the BK Beauty website, as well as links to all of Lisa J's social media sites so that you can go check her out. But, you know, don't forget to check out the Makeup Brush website. It is, especially if you are like me and you have hooded aging eyes, that little brush set, there's 5 different brushes, and I want to say it's on sale right now for $75, which means that each brush is $15, which is totally reasonable, but it allows you to be so precise if you have smaller, you know, hooded eyes. And so I definitely appreciate that. I felt like those brushes were meant, you know, specifically for me and, you know, just all the dilemmas that I have whenever I'm trying to apply eyeshadow. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and hopefully I will see you back here next week.